Hey gang, it's episode 85 of Revisiting Sunnydale. As we have mentioned before, our 100th episode is coming up soon. We would happily take suggestions if you guys want to let us know what you think we should do for that. Now, already what we have in mind is that we want to do a live podcast. It would probably be somewhere here in Pittsburgh. Mm-hmm. And more than likely, our 100th episode is going to coincide with The Gift. Mm-hmm. So give us a holla. You can find us on Twitter at Back to Sunnydale, or you can contact us on Facebook at Revisiting Sunnydale. Oh, by the way, I'm Camila.
I'm Marcella. the level of excitement.
I know. Seriously.
I'm trying to keep it contained.
Woo! So, Facebook, Twitter, also review, rate, subscribe on iTunes, Libsyn, iHeartRadio, and Player FM. I almost said Ready Player One.
Ready Player One, because we've been talking about Ready Player One.
But yeah, so this is a very special episode of Buffy. Very near and dear to Marcella and I's hearts. Whew. We poured a nice glass of Riesling, because that's all I had in the house.
It's sweet. It's not. I like it.
Okay.
I'm not a wine connoisseur. I'm not a fan.
Yeah.
But it's sweet, but not overly sweet.
Yeah, it's not too sweet.
And not dry. Like some wines, you're like...
Yes, because we needed some libations to celebrate this episode. Mm-hmm. Hopefully, we can keep this episode to an hour. I don't know what's going to happen.
I don't know what's going to happen. Because there's so much to digest.
There's a lot happening that's important. There's a lot happening that's not important that we enjoy. So we might end up discussing this frame by frame. Who knows?
And there's a lot to dissect with the other half that we're not doing now.
Yes.
That we'll probably pepper in some comments.
Okay, but first, where are they now?
Our near, dear, undead Juliet Landau.
Juliet Landau.
She has really, really gotten into the world of voice acting.
Has she?
Yeah. She's in the Justice League animated series. She plays Lois Lane.
Aww.
She has been in the Cartoon Network show Ben 10. She's played Helen and Magistrata. And she's the voice of the fucking little sisters in BioShock.
Really?
You know how creepy those little...
Yeah.
That's Drusilla.
Well, of course it is.
Now I have to go play it again.
Of course it is.
Yeah. You now that you hear it, because you kind of hear it in the back. Yeah, of course it is. Mm-hmm. And I'm freaking out about it. I'm just freaking out about it. How do I not know? But she also did an amazing project called A Place Among the Dead. Mm-hmm. It's a docuseries that she created through crowdsourcing, and it's fully funded, I believe, but you can still help out. I put the link up on our Facebook page today.
Cool.
But they've done interviews with Joss Whedon, Gary Oldman, Willem Dafoe, Anne Rice, Robert Patrick, Christian Kane.
Interesting.
And who don't love Pam?
Everybody love Pam.
Everybody love Pam.
I need to rewatch that just so I can get some more Pam in my life.
I would have settled for an Eric and Pam spinoff.
Yeah, that would have been good. At least just like one season.
Right.
I would have been happy with that.
Right.
Ah, that would have been good.
Yes. If you don't know, now you know. We talking about
True Blood.
True Blood. Kristen Bauer Van Straten.
Get your life.
Yeah.
And go watch True Blood if you haven't done so yet.
Yeah. Well.
Yes, just do it.
All of it?
At least the first 3 seasons.
Even that weird orgy?
I mean, there's some stuff you might need to fast forward through. And I don't know.
Don't skip over the parts where Eric forgot who he was.
Yeah, that's the best part. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, you have to just watch the whole damn thing and then be as disappointed as the rest of us when it...
With several different aspects.
Yes, a lot. And maybe once we've wrapped, Buffy and Angel, maybe we'll get into that.
Yeah.
Into True Blood.
A special vampire.
Yeah, we'll just be like the vampire TV show.
Yes. We could do different vampire series.
Yeah.
Moonlight.
What?
Moonlight.
What the hell is Moonlight?
Ooh, we'll talk about Moonlight.
Oy vey.
Only one series, so it would go quickly.
Okay. All right. That's fair. All right. Sure.
So that's what she's doing.
All right, Juliet. I'm glad she's still doing a lot of work.
Me too.
And I am excited to see this on A Place Among the Undead business.
Me too.
Even more excited to be able to at some point get her on the show.
Yes. Or at a convention near me.
I know. Yes, literally.
Near me.
Anywhere. Like
I'm not going to France.
No, like 4-hour drive.
Yeah.
Or even, like a couple-hour plane ride. Like that's just something.
Because I bought an autograph picture of her, but it feels dirty because I didn't meet her.
It's not the same.
It's not the same.
It's not the same.
It's a placeholder.
Yeah.
But it's not the same.
One of these days. Maybe. Okay. All right, so Fool for Love, Season 5, Episode 7. Original air date, November 14th, 2000, when Camila and Marcella lost their damn minds.
Lost their damn minds.
Written by Doug Petrie. Thanks, buddy.
Thanks.
Directed by Nick Mark. Sure.
Thank you even more.
Thanks, dude. After a common vampire nearly kills her with her own stake, Buffy, in an attempt to learn and prevent similar mistakes, turns to Spike to learn how other Slayers met their end.
They called him common. He's like Slash from Guns N' Roses. He's far from common. When have you ever seen a vampire that looks like that?
Dude has got full on, like, teased hair. I don't.
He fell out of Lost Boys for some reason. He's got his fandom is full on.
Yes. All right, so again, you've been warned. There's going to be a lot of gushing, a lot of objectifying, a lot of tea, and it might get worse. We might get drunker because I don't think I've eaten in a few hours.
No,
and
me
I'm
neither.
So I'm already a little bit woohoo.
Uh-huh.
Important guest star, Mercedes McNabb as Harmony, Amber Benson as Tara, Emma Caulfield as Anya, Christine Sutherland as Joyce, David Boreanaz as Angelus. Yeah.
Woo-hoo. The only acceptable version of
Exactly. Julie Benz as Darla.
Damn, she has got a lot of stamina.
She does.
You follow her on
Yeah,
Twitter. Her
on
workouts,
Instagram.
just, damn.
Dude.
At 5 a.m.
You can have it. Like, I don't want it. And Juliet Landau as Drusilla. Bow down, bitches.
Right off the bat, we start with a treasure trove of scenes reminding us of the path that Spike has taken
Yes.
thus far. We get the head nod, the little head tilt,
With him and Drusilla.
which I would love an artist rendering of that.
Yeah.
A really good one. Mm-hmm. You hear me out there, world?
Hello. I know there's artists out there.
I would love it. So we do. We really get his whole catch you up of here's where Spike is now. Mm-hmm. Ending with his fever dream.
Oh, no. I'm in love with Buffy.
Oh, God, no. Please, no.
So, again, we've got Buffy fighting evil in a friggin' scarf.
Why don't they just snatch her up?
I don't know. Like,
I don't get it.
seriously. Like, poor fucking choices all the time.
Snatch her up. Why is she wearing a scarf? It's Southern California.
I don't know. And it's not even like a protective scarf either. Like, if it were cold, even
Right.
a little chilly, that would do nothing.
Nothing.
The way she has it wrapped around her.
Oh, this vampire.
She's fighting Twisted Sister Vampire.
Oh my gosh, his hair.
It's so teased. So teased. There's so much Aquanet.
So much Aquanet. I can smell it.
And he's
That's how it's crunchy.
Oh, God. And he's, like, wearing, like, this punk 70s...
Anarchy.
Yeah,
jacket.
with his leather-ass pants. And Buffy's, like, talking about how bad he smells.
Yeah.
And she's quipping a lot.
A lot. Overconfident.
Mm-hmm, exactly.
We were talking about it last episode.
Exactly.
Overconfident.
Overconfident. And what does happen? He stabs her with her own
Yeah,
stick.
because she tried she was kicking his ass all over
Right.
but who told her this before? Oh, Gwendolyn Post made a comment in season 3 that they take too much time killing.
Right.
It should be punch, punch, poof.
Yeah.
I think even Giles may have made that comment at one point.
I don't think she needed
Punch,
to do
punch,
this
poof.
much tangoing with him.
No,
Like,
there's too much. She had him down several times.
Yeah.
So she does this like double flip over a headstone, lands, goes to stake him. He grabs the stake, flips it around, and stabs her in the gut.
Yep. She's shocked. We're shocked. He might be a little bit shocked.
Credits. So now we gotta wait through the credits.
Now Buffy is bleeding from the guts.
But she still manages to punch him.
Yeah.
Very reminiscent of when she stabbed Faith, and Faith still managed to punch her in the face. It's almost the same exact reaction.
Right.
And then instead of staying, she's like,
It's a lot of blood.
she's out.
I should probably leave.
Yeah.
So she tells it out there. And then Riley appears and sort of saves the day.
Yeah. Because the vampire's like, where are you going?
We were having so much fun.
Yeah, you were joking.
I thought, oh.
This is great.
And so he, gets the dude and the guy runs off. The vamp runs off.
And she passes out.
Rightfully so.
Yeah.
That was a lot of blood.
And I can almost hear the glee in Riley. I'm needed. She needs me.
She needs me. Oh
She
my God.
needs me.
Oh my God. Oh, what do I do?
Holy shit.
All right, calm down. Calm down, Riley. Get it together.
And she's just like, oh God, you're the best that's here at this moment. There's no, oh my God, Riley, help me. It's,
I wish there were Giles.
but she is in her bedroom. She is grateful that the boyfriend with combat military training.
True story. Yeah, that's helpful. And he's got all the bandages and
Yeah.
hydrogen peroxide and
But then again, it's his combat military training that you like, not him. And you even just kind of said it was just a bonus.
yeah. And also, I'm pretty sure there's a lot of splinters left in this wound.
Gross. You know how a splinter feels too under
Yeah.
the skin, where you're just like, I got it.
Yeah.
I didn't get it.
Right.
Why does it hurt so much? It's a tiny piece of wood.
I don't know, but it is designed to fucking mentally and
Yes.
physically torture you until you finally get it out. And not to mention the steps you have to take.
The digging with the.
Right. So not only do you have a tiny piece of wood in your finger, now you got to dig around there with a nail. Okay.
I don't like it.
So he's bandaged her up, and she's like, okay, I'm all good. I need to heal, whatever. Dawn pops in.
Bursts in with good, with good reason. Nice.
I guess.
This is nice. And
It
she
could've
even
been-
pulls the
It could
cover
have
up.
been done a little more smooth, but sure.
I wondered if she actually tripped and they just let, because she bangs into that door in an
does.
uncomfortable kind of way.
Maybe it was more like she was listening at the door, and then she hears her mom, and,
Yeah.
oh, and she falls in.
And of course, Joyce is like, what's that? Why does it smell like?
Yes, Riley's like hiding all the bloody cotton balls and bandages, and
It's nasty.
then Joyce is like, "Are you disinfecting something?" And Dawn does a cover up talking about a
Me.
nail polish experiment, which okay.
Well,
And-
we come to find out over the course of the show, she does do weird experiments all the time.
yeah, and and I'm sure Joyce is just like whatever.
Yeah. Peanut butter and banana quesadilla. I remember.
yeah. Ugh,
Ugh.
kids.
And then she has one with Clem, I think. They have a bugle testing or something.
Yeah, something like that.
So Buffy's like, all right, fuck it. Can you keep a secret? What
Yes.
made you think that at any point up until now that she could? She's been telling your business for weeks. So she shows her. And Dawn's fascinated. She's, ew. Why are you saying gross? You can't see shit. It's a very
Right. It's just a bandage.
It's just a bandage. A very big bandage.
First she's like, cool.
And then Buffy like sweeps her hair back, and it's just like this delicate
Yeah,
little moment.
right. She does that a lot, and it's cute.
It's
really
cute.
Sweet.
It's really sweet, and it shows Buffy growing up.
yeah.
So they talk about Riley's going to take over patrol, but she doesn't want him to go alone.
Take the gang with you. How is that better?
How is that better? That's a liability.
That absolutely is. Now, not only is Riley looking out for himself, he's got to look out for 3 other
right.
people.
Who are bait. He should have used them as bait, but instead they're loud as shit. You have been on patrol before.
Right.
Again,
Since when?
bunch of people acting like this is the first day on the block.
Since when do you bitches eat
Right.
potato chips?
Right.
On patrol.
And it is the
I-
most generic bag of potato
Tito's.
chips. Yep.
They make me so angry. Like, we're literally, like, this makes me so
Yeah.
furious.
Yeah.
The way that they're eating the chips. And then they yell, Riley, what's all the hand signals?
And he's like, you know what? I can't. I just,
Not today. Not today.
And they convince him. They're like, no, we'll be good. We promise. We're sorry. At least ditch the chips.
Right. And they're like, okay, as Willow grabs the last handful.
Handful, which is going to take you 20 minutes to eat one by one.
But she's not.
No, she's shoving them in her face.
She's eating them apple style.
like
That's
she's never eaten before. It's painful.
along with the sweater and hat combo she's got on, and
Everybody's so bundled up.
everyone is. Xander's hair is a hot mess this season.
It really is. So much product. It's oily. It's long.
It's really that. Yeah, it's that uncomfortable. It's that in between long. It's like at this. Like you got to cut it off, or I guess keep going. But it's, oof, it's rough.
Do we have listeners in Maureen, our new listeners from the West
She
Coast,
mentions the West Coast.
does it get that cold that you need sweaters?
Like, yeah. Californians.
Californians, let us know.
Like,
'Cause
is
I'm
there
curious.
ever a point in the calendar year that you need sweaters and hats, like,
And scarves.
and scarves as
and
they
mittens.
portray? Yeah.
And hats.
I mean, are y'all just not used to, like, 50-degree weather?
50-degree weather does not count. That's not cold.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So, yeah, let us know. Because
I'm
otherwise, we can put this to rest now
Yeah.
and find out for real
Right.
what happens.
I'll stop making fun of him. I'm not going to stop making fun of Giles' sweaty balls. The man's in head-to-toe tweed for the first three
For
seasons
the first
of
three
show.
seasons, he is.
The fourth season, leisure clothes for some reason.
A lot of robes.
But now that he is a kind proprietor, he's back to wearing suits.
At least the tweed pant is not tweed pants.
No.
It looks like he has a nice,
But it's-
maybe khaki.
Nice sport jacket. He
Yeah.
wears a tie to work. Mm-hmm. He's a gentleman. So Buffy's doing research because she's freaked out.
Yeah.
She is in the best physical shape of her life, as she
Mm-hmm.
tells Riley. And she doesn't understand why this.
What happened?
I understand what happened. You understand.
You're,
You're
a cocky
overconfident.
bitch.
Yeah.
That's what happened.
You're cocky.
But she's not going to accept that. So she and Giles are poring over the Watcher's diaries, which I'm surprised it hasn't happened before now, but okay.
He has been waiting for it because he's collected all of this shit and been holding on to it.
He probably had to put it away in storage somewhere. He's been paying for a storage unit. But so yeah, so
Another
they're
cute
going through.
moment
Yes. With Giles and
Giles.
Buffy, yes.
Because she's pissed that there's not more description.
Apparently, there was a fight, Slayer lost, end of diaries. Well, I mean, it makes sense on several levels. One is that what else is there for the Watcher to talk about?
Right.
And two, more than likely, the Watcher wasn't there
Right.
when it happened, so he doesn't know the details.
And his
three,
Slayer's now dead. He was probably let go.
Exactly. The point that Giles makes is that, if it was if they were anything like me, then they just kind of found it all too painful. Which, oh, puppy.
Puppy.
And he just has the look on his face as he gets that out.
Yeah.
He's so
And she's
sad.
like, love you too. But then they have this realization.
Holy shit.
Somebody knows the story.
And we know this dude.
And he knows this story. He has told this story twice.
Yeah.
So cut to.
Flashback. Well, no, we cut to, yes.
Woo!
This is.
Immediately we're in Spike's crypt. She throws him up against the wall. And it's not that she throws him up against the wall.
It's the reaction that this ensues.
When she turns him around and pushes him up against the wall. I paused it because I got to look at it. It's the tongue that comes out.
Yes, exactly. And
He dug it.
He is into it.
He dug it.
He's so enjoying this
Yeah.
right now. He's like, oh, wait, this doesn't hurt. And then she flips him around. And he's like,
And she wants to, he's like, she tells him, you've killed 2 Slayers. He's like,
yeah.
I did. You're going to tell me how. Buckle the fuck up. I'm in for this story.
All right, kids, let's do it.
This is all right.
This is a yes.
Yeah.
Let's go. Hurry up.
Uh-huh.
I've got snacks. I've got drinks. Let's rock it.
Speaking of snacks, Spike refuses to tell his story without some hot wings.
Spicy buffalo wings. if we want to be specific,
Because he's decided to tell her this story. Did they go together?
at the bar
Did they walk to the Bronze together? And what did they talk about on
the way
walk?
there.
Because it's probably at least a 5-minute walk.
Yeah, we'll say that.
At least. At least. At minimum, a 5-minute walk.
Minimum. Most 15 minutes.
Did they not speak the whole way? Could he
Right, because
not
they
have
don't talk
started?
about,
Yeah.
it's just literally we're starting from the very beginning.
Yep.
Once they finally get there,
Yeah.
she doesn't explain anything to him.
Nope.
So it's just in silence. So
He just drips. This whole episode, he just drips.
I can't even take it.
Everything that comes out of his mouth, the way he looks
an
at her.
innuendo, is an invitation to fuck. It's all just there. Mm-hmm. And if there were, yeah, okay. So they're talking. He wants her to order up some spicy wings.
Yep.
And now I want buffalo wing. Now I want wings.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Well, it's interesting. He's like not really into it all that much, and You know, she's like, fine, fuck it. And she turns to order his stuff and winces. Mm-hmm. And he jumps on it.
He's like, ah.
Somebody got a taste of you. What? Really? We're going. We haven't even started. So, like, at least turn this shit on to, like, medium.
He's like, why else would you be in a dark corner with a creature you loathe, blah, blah, blah.
Bringing up past uglies.
Yeah. So that's something she's like, you know, have you always been this much of a pain in the ass, or were you just born this, or whatever? And he's like, what can I say, baby? I've always been bad.
I think I had that as my, like, text alert for so long.
And take to flashback to a very contradictory version of what Spike is saying. It's a very mousy William.
Oh, William.
Writing poetry
in London
1880. 1880.
And there's no
1880.
This is not a time. This is a bunch of pale faces.
A lot of pale faces with a lot of rouge. So he's at this party, right? And the guests are discussing like a bunch of recent disappearances of people and stuff. And then there's this bully with a hipster mustache and way too much rouge all on his face to be picking on folks. But he snatches his poems and he embarrasses him by reading it.
Well, and William wants nothing of this conversation.
Oh, he wants...
That's what the police are for. He's such a delicate flower.
He's such a dainty boy.
Like, how does this fop become
Spike?
Spike.
Yeah, because it's just supposed to be like an amped up version of yourself, your vamp self.
Right.
So, you know, and he's like, I prefer to think of much more beautiful things. And, you know, and it's like, oh, you got some poems?
Oh.
And the guy reads them. It's not good. But they point out and make fun of the use of effulgent.
Yeah.
Now, for so many years, I never bothered to look it up, but today I did. Effulgent means shining brightly, radiant, or emanating joy or goodness. Why is that so terrible?
He was saying that about her, about Cecily.
Yeah, I mean, it checks out.
Right.
That's, I mean,
it's a very
I
nice
don't know,
thing to
I don't
say.
know her, but it's a very positive thing.
She's standing in the corner looking like she's gonna barf.
Oh my God. Her reaction, she's overreacts much. Jeez, let's just fucking calm down, Cess.
She gives us her burn.
Yeah.
It's harsh. This may be the harshest thing that's ever said on this show. It's so uncomfortable. I don't... So she says, I do see you. That's the problem.
No.
You're nothing to me, William. You're beneath me. And he's just like...
So you actually hear his heart breaking, dropping, shattering, and then being swept up by tiny little mice. Also, we kind of just hear, and it's just a little aside, they're like, you know, this is why they call him William the Bloody, because of his bloody awful poetry. And dude mentions that he would rather have a railroad spike shoved in his ears than listen to it.
I'm pretty sure you get one. Because when he's first turned, that's where they say his name came from.
Yeah.
In season 2.
Yeah. Yep. So.
Well, guess what,
Way
Dick?
to go, bruh. Way to go.
So he gets really upset that she's just basically shit on his heart.
Yeah.
And he storms out kind of crying.
And literally bumps into
Yep.
Angelus, Darla, and Drusilla. But we don't know that right away.
No, because we only see them from behind. I kind of noticed that bad wig.
It's like, oh, that's an Angelus wig.
Watch where you're going. What's interesting about this episode is how it was filmed to be a companion piece to the Angel episode.
Exactly.
Because we see the flip side of some of these scenes.
Which is beautiful, which is something I love in storytelling in movies and TV, is when we see a same scene and it's shot so perfectly that you get two totally different versions of what's happening. And I fucking love it.
I love it.
You can see the same scene and hear it from two different versions. So, yeah, and it also does get used, like this scene does get referenced multiple times, actually, I think both in Buffy and Angel. So it's something to pay attention to. So he goes and hides in the alleyway, and Drusilla rolls up on him.
Our bag of cats. She's normal at first. She's really normal at
like
first.
she's like talking to him, she's chatting him up, and she's spitting her game, and he's like, I heard about pickpockets. You're not gonna get my purse, and I love this. So she's like, don't need a purse.
And then she's got the fish babies swim. What?
It's like at first he's picking up what she's saying.
Okay.
She's talking, okay, all right, girls. She's like in the baby fish.
The fish
swimming. Yeah, no, I can't. I'm not doing this. Burning baby fish swimming around his head. That's what she says.
But then she manages to kind of weave her magic, and she says, effulgent. Bing! Yep.
Oh, this girl knows me.
Yep.
What else you gotta say, girl?
Yep.
What else you want? And she turns, and he's very oddly calm when it happens. He's more just taken aback, like, oh,
Weird.
oh, huh. That shirt is blue, not black.
Then he turns into a little bitch.
Yeah. Oh no.
Ow, 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 ow. Shut up. Everyone can hear you. And that's how Spike became a vampire.
Yep.
But
William was turned. I also
true believers are like, hold the phone. Spike told us in season 2 that Angel sired him.
That's right.
You were my Yoda.
Right.
So
Sire, man.
apparently Joss retconned it by saying that the entire line is technically yours.
No.
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 No. I don't believe it. Just because Darla sired Angel and Angel sired Drew and Drew sired...
Right.
No.
Nope. I do love, and it's the first time I ever thought about this, I do love the fact that it's Drusilla and Darla who are responsible
For
for
their
these
men.
creatures, for these mass murdering
Yep.
misfits.
Yep. And then in turn, Drusilla is responsible for Darla.
Yeah, exactly. Whew. All right, so we go back to present time, and Riley finds Alice Cooper.
This is one time I'm on Riley's side.
He's like, you know what? I'm gonna come back in the morning. There's a lot of them. It's not safe.
You lie. I can tell you're lying.
Lied.
He just doesn't want to be with you.
Which fair.
Liability.
Fair enough. They're not gonna help at all. No.
Why didn't he just not call them? Yeah, I'll call him, Buffy. I'll patrol with the
Yeah.
gang.
Yeah. Sure. Yep.
Who called the gang?
He did because he needs Buffy's acceptance.
What is
Whoop-ah.
Yep. That's what I think.
He needs Buffy's approval
Yep.
on everything. Flashback.
Yep.
Yorkshire, 1880. So I guess it's only been a few months after he's been turned.
But wow.
Quite the few months. And there's a couple of tiny things here that happen. Angelus has got him choked up on a wall. And apparently he's had enough of him already. Like, it's only been a few months.
Yeah, he's sick of him. Well, there is that cute there's more in the bronze
Oh.
with Buffy and Spike. They're playing pool.
Oh, yes.
And, she's like, oh, yeah, you traded up. And so he's saying, had to get myself a gang.
That's right.
You didn't have to get yourself a gang. Your siren came with a gang.
Yeah, exactly. You were sired into a gang.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't, you didn't have to go find anybody.
Right.
It was there.
It was there.
That was
They had to deal with you.
That was a part of the deal. So he's got him up there, and Angelus calls him William. He's complaining about the way he does things. He calls him William, and he's like, "Hey, name's Spike."
Spike. What? Spike.
So he's changed his name, and apparently he's changed the way he speaks.
Yeah.
Because Angelus is like, and since when did you start talking like that?
Yeah.
And I'm not sure what. I mean, I guess less proper than
Less
he did.
little bitch boy. Less fop. More grit. I dig it.
Dudes from the streets, yo.
Yeah.
the
I'm
fucking
okay with it.
hard ass London streets.
Can we talk about the wigs? The ladies wear I don't think they did that to Julie Benz's hair. So I think
No, I'm
that's
pretty
a
sure
wig,
that's a wig.
But it looks
Fabulous,
gorgeous.
And it was, why does Angelus and Spike's wigs look like dead cats?
They don't even look properly put on.
They don't look human.
And in
That's
this
not
scene,
human hair.
I hate to say it because you'll never see anything again, but he looks like Dawson. Mm-hmm. Yep.
That's a true story, and it's mostly because like the forehead,
Yes,
like
the
wig
forehead and the hair falling over the forehead.
and the fact that it all blends into it. So
Yes.
Is James's forehead that huge already, or just like because Dawson's got a big forehead?
He has a big forehead.
Yeah. You're right. You're right.
But then again, it's just these lovely little moments that Drusilla peppers throughout.
We're crazy.
Yeah, because Darla is like, I think our boars are going to fight.
And she's stoked, and she just wants just a little something. Just give me something, Drew. Just just.
The king expects a picnic, but it's not his birthday. What? She actually just says, "Yeah."
Good point.
Good.
You would think Darla would be used to this by now, but it's still the look on her face. Yeah. Okay. Sure.
She's so upset with him bringing her into the really her. We were supposed to kill her.
Right. She was just supposed to be dinner.
Food. Don't bring.
You
told you about bringing takeout home to live. But Angelus is pissed because they're hiding in a mine.
Yeah.
Because Spike has been out
killing any and everything.
Roughing it up.
So apparently they've got two different ways of doing things. Spike is just like, I just want to brawl. I just want to burn shit down. I'm just going to kill and eat everybody and fuck anything going. And Angelus is like, yo, there's a finesse. There's something. There's there's an artistry to this kill, and we know that's what Angelus likes to do. He likes to drag that shit out. So yeah, so they're not really meshing.
No,
on how they're killing styles and tactics.
But he mentions, you know what? Fuck it. You're gonna come across a Slayer at some point. Maybe they'll just deal with you.
You're gonna learn today, boy.
And he's like, "What's a Slayer?
What's a Slayer? I want one."
A Slayer. And then we go back to the bronze, and I love the pool cue moment, the pool stick moment.
Because you
he's giving her lessons.
Lesson the first: always have your weapon. Always reach for your weapon.
Always reach for your weapon, because I've already got mine.
Yes, and he does this thing where he snatches her
spins
around,
her and grabs her by the neck. But he shows her the vamp face. And she pushes him, It's all very sensual. The whole dance that they do in this whole episode.
It is.
It's
all a dance.
And it's wonderful. And he's telling her, he's like, there's no girl in all the world it's quite like that. And for him, it was her. And that's the Boxer Rebellion.
Dun, dun, dun. China, 1900.
And I call bullshit again. Because I have to. James Marsters has a scar from when he got mugged in New York.
Yep.
On his eyebrow.
I also call bullshit.
They throw in this little throwaway scene of this Slayer slashing him across the eyebrow.
Right.
Vampires heal.
Exactly.
You can't tell me that that's where he got this scar.
No. And then he has no other scars.
Right. He never scarred any other time.
Dude gets busted up quite a few times.
He was in a wheelchair.
Exactly. Angel too.
Right.
And I'm just supposed to... When Darla and them got burnt up.
Right.
So now they don't have scars. Come on. Come on.
I call bullshit.
We can't do this.
No. I don't like it. You should have had one momentary William scene where he gets that scar right before he becomes...
Right.
Even if he had fallen down right before she fed on him.
Exactly. He was so taken aback. He falls down and cuts himself on the... Yes.
I get it.
Worked. Sure.
But this?
No.
No.
Nope. Yeah. It's definitely... This really irks me.
Yeah. I call bullshit number 2. He's not that old, but he's a black belt in karate. Because he's kicking her ass.
So, I mean... I guess that was something that was mentioned. I don't know if it's mentioned in a later episode or an earlier one.
They wake up with karate. Yeah.
Sure.
Okay.
Sure. Yeah, he's whooping off in that ass. He's holding his own, and she's really good.
She's really good.
Great.
Side note of trivia I saw in the Buffy wiki: she's one of the potential Slayers at the end.
I thought so.
Yeah.
Huh.
She's actually in the scene in Chosen when Buffy stands back up.
Yeah.
And she's standing right behind.
Interesting.
Yeah. So Spike kills her.
And for whatever reason, she has her dying words are to him, tell my mother I'm sorry.
I don't speak Chinese.
Why would you want to put that on your mom?
Right. Why are you sending a killer to your mom? I never thought about that. That's rude. Is that like your last little dig? I hate my mom.
Yo,
like this bitch.
Tell my mom I'm sorry. Here's her address.
But it's so rude that he's just like, I don't speak Chinese. Love. And drops her ass on the ground.
He calls her love.
And then in saunters Drew.
Oh, Spike, what a lovely mess you've made.
And he really has.
It was.
He really has. Because his hand is it's so unsanitary. So unsanitary. Even for them.
Yeah. So he's covered in Slayer blood. And he rolls up on her with every intention. It's apparent that some fucking is going to happen.
Oh, yeah.
So he rolls up on her all sensual like and is like, yo, girl, you ever hear that Slayer's blood is a powerful aphrodisiac?
Where'd you hear it? Because you only just heard about a Slayer.
Just learned about what a Slayer was.
Right.
I doubt Angelus told you that.
No, that wasn't part of the conversation.
Because he never knew.
No.
There's no way.
No.
But
he makes her lick the blood off his finger.
Makes her? She like full on deep throats.
True.
Actually,
but
damn
then there's a
puts
moment.
his whole arm down her throat.
Have you ever noticed in movies where you feel like life crosses art a little bit?
Yeah.
He picks her up, and there's an extra little slam up against that wall, and she's into. You can.
She's like, oh yeah. Don't yell cut. Don't yell cut. Don't yell cut. Don't yell cut.
And yeah, they totally have sex.
They
in there.
totally do it, and I'm just glad. I'm assuming it happened on the Slayer's body, but I'm just glad we didn't see it.
Yeah,
it's just in the blood and all that stuff.
So then he comes up across Angel and Darla, and he's all excited. He's so excited.
They're all like giggly, like they come up together, like whispering to each other and stuff. And then Drew is also excited. She's like, Spike just killed a Slayer.
And Angel's like,
the look on, and that's important.
And that's when I was like, well, that's not Angelus. Look at that dour face.
Really?
I knew right away.
Really? Because I just thought he was
right
jealous.
away. No.
That's
tell
the way
right
I
away. Because he was depressed. Huh. You can always tell when Angel's disappointed.
That's good, because I just took it as, fuck. I taught this guy what a Slayer was. He killed one. And now I have not killed one. I just took him as he was just being jealous bitch.
No, I knew. I could tell. You can always tell Angel from Angelus. Because Angelus wouldn't have been that. He would have been more upset that he didn't show it. Or share it with him.
Interesting.
Not that. And the way that Angel wanted to get out of there. Mm-hmm. What did he say? This place reeks of
fear. And then Drusilla says, it's intoxicating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He really wants to get out of there.
Yeah, see, I still took it as jealousy, but that's a good point. Mm-hmm. But I also, what I've missed like the first 1,000 times is Darla's look to Angelus when his looking at his reaction.
Super suspicious.
Yeah, exactly.
She's super suspicious.
She's like, what?
We don't really find out why she's super,
Right, until much later, but yeah.
On on Darla.
Right. So,
and it's because he's hiding a whole family of people that
yeah, exactly.
he don't want them to eat because there's a baby.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, we so it's just like there's a lot happening in this scene, and we get to pick it apart several other times.
And the timeline that we learn on Angel, not on Buffy, is that at this time, this is right after he got cursed.
Right.
And he's come back to them.
Right.
And he's trying to prove that because he doesn't know where he fits in the world.
Right.
But he knows that this is bad. But he loves her.
Right. So he had gone back to Darla.
Yeah.
After whatever, like he disappeared or was a time gone, and then he just decides to come back and try to see, okay, maybe I can still do this.
But that pesky soul is all over his face. His stupid angel face.
Stupid face. And Darla can smell it on him, and she hates it.
She hates it.
She hates it all.
She hates it so much.
Yes.
So that's what's happening on Angel at the time. This is and again, we get this long shot of the entire group walking through. And
Spike is feeling himself hard.
so hard. He steps up on that crate and jumps down, and he's swagger walking through there. And if you look at each individual face, Drusilla's filled with so much love and
pride.
Just pride.
And Angel
Angel's dour.
looks like something is sitting on his head.
And Drew is just like, I'm going to kill both of these. I'm done with that. I don't like any of you.
I don't need it. I don't need a gang.
We all try to piece together, you know, as fans, we try to piece together these timelines they don't tell us about.
Right.
So this is the shit that sent her back to the Master then.
Right.
She was just like, fuck this. No. No.
You know what? I am so done with all of you.
I'm not doing it anymore.
No, I can't deal with this bullshit. I need a purebred vampire, apparently.
With a fruit punch mouth.
So the missing member of Poison is bragging to his other vamp friends about getting Buffy.
To the rest of the gang.
Yeah. About getting Buffy. And I guess he still has the stake. And Riley shows up and drops a grenade in the joint.
Yep. Killed them all.
Because he just has grenades still. And he leaves. Because it's the same night.
But before that, we cut back to the Bronze real quick. And Buffy is disgusted because he's just told her this story.
You got off on it.
You got off on it. Well, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I do.
That's what I do.
Act like you don't.
Yes, that's the part I like.
Yeah. And it's
she
true.
didn't say shit.
Right.
She moved on.
Right.
Yeah, she moved on.
We've seen it happen, Buffy. We've seen you get a little bit hot and bothered after a kill.
So this is where the he's saying you can kill 1,000, 1,000,000, and the armies of hell beside, and all we need is one good day.
Yeah.
And it's hot, and you can even Buffy's like,
Wait, this is not what you're here for, Buffy. Snap back into it.
because he gets real close to her and like whispers it in her ear, and she actually pushes him back like,
Shake it off.
he's like, hey, you
wanted
asked.
to learn. I'm here to teach you.
And again, overconfident Buffy's like, well, what can I say? I can just handle myself. That's why nobody's taking me out. And he pokes her.
I love it. Boop.
Yep. Ow. And everybody in there's like, what is wrong?
Nothing, we're fine.
Because that little poke, because she had pain,
Right.
gives him pain.
Right.
This whole,
Chip thing.
I need some instructions because it's very wishy-washy
It
what
is.
sets it off.
Because I thought it was supposed to be as long as he had intention
Right.
of killing or harming.
Right.
And he doesn't know for sure
Right.
that she was hurt.
No, he
was
just poked her.
Right. See what happens.
So then, Riley actually stakes Slayer.
Oh, does he?
The Slayer vampire. And then blows up everybody else. He's just like, ha ha.
Call me cute and kitteny. I don't know.
Yeah. I'm still a soldier. I still have guns and weapons and grenades. Where'd you get that? You just got a stockpile laying around at
I
home?
feel like he probably stole a bunch of stuff before he was
I
released.
feel like they would have came and... we have a requisition order for... We're missing...
Like a lot of shit.
Yeah.
Here's a list. We've got an order.
So then we get into the nitty-gritty best parts of the episode.
Yes. He does point out what I think is good is like the question, Spike says, the question isn't how I won. The question is why'd they lose? Which, yes, that is a very good...
It's a very good question.
Yes, it is.
And they take their discussion out to the alley.
It's like, let me show you, girl. Mm-hmm. Then we flashback to New York, 1977.
And that's when he says, you know, if there's no intent to hurt you, then it doesn't go off. However, on the other hand, and he shakes out into vampire, and he just goes like that.
Right. He just kind of like kind of
Yeah, he doesn't even touch her.
It's like, okay, so...
And she punches the shit out of him, which he likes. He kind of smiles. And she's pissed. She's like, tell me the truth.
Right.
Tell me what happened. And she's like, you're not ready to know.
Girl, you ain't ready.
And then she's like, I think I am. And she's like holding that stake over his chest. He's like, all right, fine. Kicks her off. And we roll into our flashback.
Which I love this one in particular, this flashback, because we intercut between the flashback and the what's happening in the alleyway in the Bronze. And he's like doing the same. He's like reenacting it, basically. And
but what did you... I know I screamed at the TV when I was like... This is a look I could get behind.
It's like, whoa, look at that. Look at Billy Idol. So at this point in 77, Spike has fully embraced his Billy Idol look. And, later on, Buffy claims that Billy Idol got his look from Spike.
Yep.
I did some research. And I can't claim that that's true because in the late 70s, Billy Idol was not Billy Idol, but he was in a punk band called Generation something maybe. And I saw a photo in 1977, and although he's not full on Billy Idol, he's still got the spiky blonde hair. And
he was in his Billy Idol groove.
Yeah, he was getting there.
Yeah.
So, Buffy, let's just calm the hell down and you give William Idol his due.
Now, when the show ended, I tried. They had a huge auction for set pieces and costumes and stuff. I tried so hard to get that tank top.
Oh my God.
With the paper clip, with the safety pins. It ended up going for a couple $1,000s, and we had already spent a couple $1,000.
Yeah. So holy shit snacks. So so he's the Slayer is just like a Pam Grier lookalike, which I'm digging it.
I was like, what is this?
Yes.
Not a
Black Slayer.
And she's digging in his ass.
Not Jamaican. Yeah.
Yes. She doesn't even speak, actually.
No, she doesn't. We hear
not
nothing
a word.
from her. We don't even get her name.
No. We do down
later,
the road.
Yeah, but at this point, we don't know.
No, but there's a moment where they're fighting, and he breaks off that subway pole and starts twirling it in his arm, and he eyebrows up at her.
Yes, and he like his tongue comes out a little bit, and he's like, you see the muscles flexing in his. Oh my God!
And then
I love that moment, and that's also
his face out
in the opening credits.
Yes,
good use.
Good use. Not quite as good as the scene when he finally is actually straddling her and holding her down, and that's when this episode goes monumental to me because then. They broke the third wall. The flashback is no longer a flashback. He's talking to Buffy.
Right.
And it's seamless, and it's just...
And there's also a moment where he's like before, when he's starting to describe everything, he's like, she had a little bit of your... She was, what do you call her, foxy? She had a little bit of your style.
Yeah.
I could have tangled with that one all night. Could have danced with her all night. She was blah, 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 blah. And she was hot.
Yeah. And his whole speech... there is insane. And you can tell that Buffy's just like, oh, fuck. This is me. Because he's saying, part of you wants it, not only to stop the fear and uncertainty, but because you're just a little bit in love with it. He's talking about death.
Right.
She wants it. And there's a moment when...
it's her art.
Yes.
She's in love with death.
I still don't know how he did it, but the Slayer's punching him in the face. The lights go dim in the subway car, and then the next thing you know, he's on top of her. Mm-hmm. And that's when he starts he looks up with that eyeliner, and he's telling her this whole story.
There's probably like a 5% of men that could
make
pull
that
off
work.
Eyeliner.
He's one of them.
Yep.
And then we cut back to the alley, and he's on his knees in front of her telling the same story. And it's just gold. Mm-hmm. How is this not the episode written and directed by Joss Whedon?
Right.
How?
Yeah, seriously.
I don't get...
Why didn't we get these guys back for just do more?
And then he breaks 70 Slayer's neck. And he looks it up and says, even you. Mm-hmm. Every Slayer has a death wish.
Even you.
Even you. And then he gets up in that little get up. He has no ass at all. When he pulls the emergency brake, there's no butt in those jeans.
No.
Like, at all. We don't love James for his butt.
No, not
apparently.
At all. No. I've never even looked at his ass.
No. And then what I love about this episode and this moment and this callback here, this is where he gets his coat.
Exactly. That little bit right there, that says a lot.
A lot. That is a huge trophy piece. And
Exactly.
it makes me wonder what he took from the Chinese Slayer that they didn't tell us about.
Right. If something, yeah.
Because that's a huge trophy.
Mm-hmm. And then for him to keep it for years later.
And then in Angel in Italy, when he gets blown up, he's so upset about that coat.
He is. He's very upset about it.
And the Italian Wolfram and Hart give him like 12, and he's so happy. But it's not the same.
No,
it's not the same.
It's not the same coat, and he doesn't, it doesn't mean as much.
No. But then I love the part where he has to smack his hands in front of, because she's in this, like, she's just lost in this story, like the rest of us.
Exactly.
We're all drooling at the feet of Spike.
And then just like that,
don't know what the fuck he was thinking, though. He was like, "Oh, did I scare you? Come on, Buffy, give it me good."
So this is when things get like real, like juvenile, like.
Yeah.
This is when he like remembers, oh shit, I have a crush on this
But then he
girl.
lost his damn mind, and even she was like, "What the?"
He's like, thus endeth the lesson.
He goes in for a kiss.
Right. So she gets, yes, like,
Why?
it's like, what signals was she giving off that was like, yeah, this is all right.
Yeah.
This is okay. This will work. At what point, what made you think that,
Right.
yeah, I could get away with this
No.
right now? You just told her about murdering two of her kind.
Yep.
And how
Yep.
you got off
In
on it.
detail.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's not much of a
No.
good time for
And she pushes him away,
oh
but then he kind of gets a little mad and he snatches her up. The way she looks at him then when he snatches her up, that's probably the moment that you could have gone for it. She's actually looking
Yeah.
up at you with like kiss me eyes.
yeah, yeah.
But she's like, "Say I do want it. Say I do."
Yes, he's like, you know, you want it,
Yeah.
basically, and we're all like, yeah,
Yeah, we
totally.
do.
Yeah,
we
absolutely.
really do. And I really want to see it right now. And she fakes him out, and he's all into it, like, "Oh, wait, maybe she is into this." And then she shits on him,
She pushes him down, and then tosses the money,
a whole lot of money.
a lot of money at him, and he knows this is like a whore type situation. Like this is really degrading feeling, and she's like, "You're beneath me."
Yep. She says, "Say it's true. Say I do want to. It would never be you."
And she
Never.
calls him William, right?
William. She calls him William.
You're beneath me, William.
And then walks away
And this breaks him
for a second.
for a hot second, but it like breaks him down hard.
He almost starts crying.
Yes, like he starts to
The
weep a
fop
little
is
bit.
back for a split second.
This
Then
is
he
his
remembers
whip.
who the
It's
fuck
like-
he is.
Fuck that bitch. Just
Yep. And you see,
like, gets himself together. He grabs his little dollars.
because at first he's on the ground and his coat's and he like has to grab it.
This is really just like a sex victim. Is what it looks like has happened.
So he goes home and he's looking for something, and he's rummaging around in this trunk.
And
he finds a big old gun.
Harmon is like, "Hey, what are you doing? This is a stupid idea. You know, as soon as you point that at her, you're gonna be." He's like, "It'll be worth it. I don't give
She'll
a
be
fuck."
dead a lot longer than that.
And she's like, I don't know why you think you can do it now. You've had a billion chances before, and you've never done it before. Great point, Harm. Great point.
Great point. So then we have another final flashback that made me snort.
This is flashback to a little bit closer, just 1998 in South America, where Drew and Spike broke up.
Yeah, this is directly after he attacked her in the fight at the mansion. She knocked him out, or he knocked her out and got her out of Sunnydale.
That's right.
He just full on left.
Right, because he was trying to protect her.
Right. And she can't stop talking about, "Why won't you forget about the Slayer?" And he's like, "What?
Dude,
I have.
We're in South of fucking America.
I left the bloody continent."
She's like, I can smell her all over you. You can see her all over you. You're so obsessed with Buffy and blah, blah, blah. And then remember when he came back in what episode when he
Lovers Walk.
Lovers Walk, and he wanted to put a spell on Drew because she fell in love with, she cheated on him with a something demon.
Yeah.
It wasn't a chaos demon, was it?
Yeah, I think it was.
A chaos
bloody
demon.
chaos demon.
And he
Which
described
not
it,
what I thought.
he
the chaos
described him
demon.
as being very, they're all antlers and
Antlers
covered
and
in pus. And we see this chaos demon.
He didn't mention the leisure suit. That was not part of the discussion, and I feel like it's a critical component.
It's very important
It's
to
very
mention.
important.
And
And
like
he has
with
a
his
beard.
banded collar. And he's like, "Hey,
He's so gentle.
I didn't know she was with anyone.
Because
Sorry."
apparently Drew was just making out with him in a bar.
And then he's like, "It looks like y'all got some shit to work out. I'm gonna go." He goes, and then he blows Drew a kiss.
He does. And Spike's just, I can't. And you can see how he got so drunk.
Right.
Because she just insists that he's covered in the
Right.
Slayer. I don't think we know that Drew is above and beyond.
Right.
She's She sees things. I don't think she's seeing him at that moment. She's seeing the possibility
Right.
that he is going to fall in love with her.
Exactly. And she's not seeing that it's actually happened.
Yeah.
She's seeing that this obsession that he's got with her.
He's gonna lead.
At first, it was like, I need to kill her. I need to kill her.
Yeah.
Because, I've killed two before.
Right.
I need to get rid of this one and be on my merry way, whatever. But yeah, it's going to lead up to something. So, and he just didn't want to hear. He's like, yeah, you're crazy.
She's not about it, though. She's like, I'm not dealing with that.
Right. Which, a girl's got to have her
Right.
limits. She's
You should have not restored her.
right.
You gave her independence. So then oh God, we were on such a high this whole episode. High, high, high. Crashing, debilitating panic and fear.
So Buffy goes home to find Joyce packing up her little overnight bag. And she's like, hey, where are you going? And Joyce's like, well, turns out that nothing that they found is something, and I got to go stay overnight at the hospital for observation.
Huh? What do you mean? Why? What do you... And so Buffy sobs. Buffy goes out on the porch. She
Yes.
doesn't call Riley.
Nah. So Joyce
Let's just make a point of that.
Yes, exactly. Joyce is like, everything is fine, I'm sure. And Buffy's like, you're right. Everything's going to be fine. And she goes out on the back porch and breaks down a little
breaks
bit.
down.
Not calling Riley. Does not call Riley.
Nope.
And Spike, in the same moment, he's all hot and ready to fucking murder a Slayer. And he storms in there. He's got his gun and blah, blah, blah. He gets in her backyard. She's just sitting there very quietly.
She hears the gun
sobbing.
cocking.
And-
That's when she looks up.
And she still doesn't, really react to it.
She's just crying.
It's like,
What do you want now?
yeah, what?
Yeah.
And then he gets a look on his face like, something.
It's so sweet.
And he's like so concerned. All of a sudden, he's like, what's wrong?
It's like, oh God.
And she's like, I don't want to talk about it right now. And he's like, is there anything I can do? And he just kind of sits there, and she's still crying. And then he sits down next to her, just very quietly, and he gives her a
Except for the fact it makes me laugh every single time. It's such a touching moment. But that gun clanks so hard on the step when he sits down.
Yeah, it's very awkward.
And you can see he's like, ooh.
It's like, totally forgot I had this. And he gives her a really tentative, there, pat on her back, and
She doesn't
she
turn
lets
him
it.
away.
She lets him do this, and he sits there, and they both sit there in silence.
In silence. He's just there for her. Which is like the first time
I know.
that he's ever there for her.
And I'm all choked up.
And the thing that I love about this is why Buffy likes a little monster in her man. In the very next episode, I think, we'll talk about it. It's either this one or the one after. There's a moment where Riley tells her it's okay to break down. And she tells him, I can't. If I break down, I'm never going to stop. If I cry, I'm never going to stop. You already cried.
Yeah.
You just didn't cry in front of Riley.
Yep.
Because he can't comfort you.
Nope.
You need a little monster
Yeah.
in your man. He's too vanilla for her.
It's just no way. I'm sure she doesn't feel fully safe like that with Riley.
No, she doesn't.
Right.
She doesn't. And he even says, in the next episode, they go to the hospital. She didn't call him at all.
Right.
He found out from somebody else, I think.
Right, yeah.
And goes to the hospital. And she's like, oh.
Wasn't it Spike?
Oh, yeah. That's right. 'Cause he's stealing her underwear.
Ah! That's right. I totally forgot about that. Oh.
That's right. Because he finds Spike in Buffy's house.
Yes.
And
Trying to get my sent to my prey or some shit, my enemy.
and I think that was just her sweater, but he had already
Yes.
pocketed her underwear.
Yes.
And it's sad that he doesn't get, why were you putting yourself through this?
Yeah.
You can tell that she's not there she doesn't need you.
He just keeps trying. And I think it's probably just the fact that he has lost so much already at this point. He's just trying to desperately cling on to something
Yeah.
that makes him belong. And even though it's actually making him feel more ostracized than if he were just to pick up and just go on and follow Graham
Yeah.
into whatever shenanigans
Yeah.
that the initiative are doing now.
Which turns out to be a really good thing for him.
Right.
Should have done it earlier.
Oh, Riley. So the song this week wasn't one.
Nope. Just a really good score by Brendan Verrett.
Okay. Good on you, Brandon. We talked about Cecily's burn.
Yep.
And the bodies dropped.
I love that we've got a lot of bodies dropped, technically. William by Drew. The Chinese Slayer, Jin Rong, I think, killed by Spike. Nikki Wood, killed by Spike. One vampire, killed by Riley. And then the entire vampire nest, killed by Riley.
That was a good one.
Buffy, for those of you playing at home, batting a big old 0 in the death department this episode.
Yeah, she did not.
Didn't kill anybody.
Nope. Just Spike's self-worth. Just a little confidence. Murdered
This
that.
is not the last time that she will do this to him.
No.
There's a scene in Hell's Bells where she crushes his soul and uses William. When she finally says, like, we can't keep,
Yeah.
I'm using you.
Yeah, that's right.
And
This ain't right.
she says, William. Every time she's super serious with him, she calls
Yeah.
him William.
Which I don't understand. Like the last episode before this, she called him William, and I don't know why. Like it was just kind of an off the.
Like a dig.
Yeah.
William. But you never call Angel Liam,
Yeah.
because Liam was cooler than Angel. It goes Angelus, Liam,
Angel.
Angel.
Yeah. Yeah. Liam was definitely much more fun to hang out with. I'm sure.
He definitely had syphilis for sure. And probably several other things.
Would have died within a couple years. Had he not been made. Mm-hmm. Had he not been sired, he would have been dead soon.
Which is a fun. Isn't that the flip side of? Don't we learn that in the Darla side of this episode?
Oh, yeah.
That she was dying of syphilis.
Yeah, absolutely.
When the master found her.
Yeah. Wasn't she like a prostitute or something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
She was absolutely on her deathbed, like literally.
So if you have not watched the flip side, Darla, on Angel season 2.
I think so.
Oh, there's such a good Darla arc on Angel.
Oh my God, it's amazing.
Insane.
Oh, so good.
Top 5 moment ever.
Oh yeah.
Drusilla walking through that hotel room.
Because I still remember, like, losing my mind.
Losing my shit. Because you don't know who's coming through that door.
No.
It hadn't been spoiled somehow. It had
Yeah.
not been spoiled.
And there she rolls, like,
I kept thinking, who's it going to be? Did they get Spike? Is it Spike? Who's it going to Holy fuck.
it's
Drusilla!
It was great. It was wonderful. Ah, monumental.
Monumental.
I don't think there was any Bechdel test moments. I think it's just mostly.
We're all talking about
Buffy.
Spike.
It's Buffy and Spike talking to each other. So
we're all talking about Spike
yeah,
throughout the whole.
there are no. Well, I guess if you want. Well, no, when Buffy and Joyce talk about her going to the hospital.
Yeah.
I guess that passes it. Random trivia. Oh,
This is
interesting.
gross. I mean, I'm sure they cleaned it,
Right.
but plus, I don't think they have the same body dimensions at all. But the denim jumpsuit that Harmony wears in this episode, Cordelia will later wear on Angel in 2 episodes.
I do love that
I do love that jumpsuit. She wears it once in Belonging and once in Over the Rainbow, which is another set of episodes. That it's the Pylea episodes.
Oh yeah, yeah. They both looked very good in that jumpsuit. It's really
Nufar, do the dance of shame.
moral of the story:
I don't know.
Spike is hot.
I don't know. I actually wrote. I was too busy drooling over Spike. There was a moral.
Literally,
What was it?
I don't need a moral to the story.
I don't know. I think I missed it.
Years of spank bake material.
Right.
That's pretty much.
Spike's pretty? No.
Enemies can be friends. Nope.
No. No, seriously. Well, I don't know.
I got nothing. Honestly,
Got nothing.
nope.
I didn't learn anything other than James Marsters looks great in eyeliner.
He tells a good story. Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Like, this all I learned. You know what? We can't win them all, kids. Like,
No.
we are very, sometimes we're very insightful. Sometimes we are just a couple of, horn dogs
Thirsty horn dogs.
for James Marsters.
Yeah.
So, it happens.
Heaven forbid when we get to the cocksock episodes. He spends most of season 6 naked, guys. It's gonna be hard.
Hey.
Girls can be teenage boys too, if you didn't. In case you didn't know.
And I'm just a 14-year-old boy.
Yep.
All right. So that said, if you have some very visceral reactions to Fool of Love that you'd like to, yes, that you'd like to share with us, some very animalistic feelings, if you will, give us a call at 412-385-7250, or you can just go ahead and post them on our Facebook wall, Revisiting Sunnydale, or tweet us at Back to Sunnydale. Next week's episode is...
How can you take us so high and bring us so low?
Damn. Shadow is the next week's episode.
You guys wouldn't mind if we skip a couple episodes, right? Like, that'd be okay.
I don't know if drinking would make it better or worse.
I don't know, because then the booze lightens and then you just start
feeling it. You start feeling it all very deeply.
Yep. Nope.
You can tweet me, Camila, at _Rugged Angel.
Or me, Marcel, at msphere7338.
All right, so we did it. We kept this at a reasonable pace, a reasonable hour. Yeah, we're good. We did good. Thank you guys for hanging in there with us.
We hope you enjoyed it.
Hope so. And maybe I'm just going to go and watch Fool for Love again.
Probably.
Just, the highlights.
Well, I didn't watch Darla, so I actually may watch.
Yes.
Because I need the other half of the story.
Mm-hmm. Yes, tell it.
Because I watched Fool for Love quite a bit. It's on heavy rotation. Because it's one of the best episodes.
Literally, yes,
of the
my
whole
top
series.
5. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. Thanks for listening. And until next time.
Bye.